Do they sit first?
Good evening. Please note that exits are located on each side and in the back.
At this time, I would like to invite the audience to please rise and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Hello and good evening. I would like to welcome the members of the Board of Education, Mr. Scarice and our central office administrators, Mr. Salutari, faculty, parents, guardians, family, friends, and especially the Daniel Hand High School class of 2018. As we cross this stage and receive our diplomas, many of us may be reflecting on what we've done these past 13 years, whom we've met, and what we have learned. For many, this may seem nostalgic, introspective, and even maybe sad. This mindset implies that an end has arrived. Yes, we are starting a new chapter, but we will always have our roots in Madison, and we will always have each other. Our middle school era Snapchat handles will forever stay with us. However, as we look to the future, what will we have in store next, and how will we live? If we do not do anything after this, Daniel Hand will have failed. That certainly will not happen, however, because the administration has all deemed us worthy of Daniel Hand diplomas. As Mr. Nye has consistently asked, sometimes in a jokingly manner, but more so serious than anything, what is your contribution to community? This day is a happy celebration of what we will do in our futures because of our pasts. How can we grow the good in this world using not only what Hand has taught us, but what our communities, families, and ourselves have? In grade school, We learned addition and subtraction, how to read and write, create a hypothesis for scientific exploration, and that in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Later, Han taught us how to calculate interest, manipulate functions, and break apart the scripts of Shakespeare and the stories of Homer to understand complex grammar. We studied the art of balancing chemical equations, that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Woo! And that Columbus did not actually sail the ocean blue or discover America. However, for many of us, it was probably not until we perhaps started working or had to pay for our own gas that taxes and interest rates came to have real meaning. Reading contracts that have come with new responsibilities and reading resumes have highlighted the importance of all those English papers and reading assignments. Maturing to become more worldly and self-aware individuals has solidified the purpose of learning and understanding history and how to make our world's future brighter. HAND has provided us with lessons in more ways than are presented via the classroom. Club initiatives, sports teams, and school social events have not only helped us strike the balance between work and fun, but have also reminded us that the real world is always teaching. Life seems to have a funny way of showing us that school is always around us. Learning never ends, not even at 2 p.m. on a Friday before school break. So, what will we do in our future? How will we make our mark on society? I checked to save us all some time, and it turns out Wikipedia, SparkNotes, and Schmoop do not have the answer this time. I guess we'll all have to work it out on our own. HAND has given us the seeds to do great things, and it's time for us to plant them and watch them grow. In usual fashion, I would like to end with a joke. Please laugh or try to at least cringe, as we have during every morning announcement this year. Mr. Salutary, would you please join me at the microphone? Mr. Salutary, will you remember us in a year?
Yes.
So you must remember us in a month?
Yes.
How about a week?
Yes.
All right, well, knock, knock.
Who's there?
I guess I see how it is. Well, that's all right. We'll always have hand to tie us together anyway. Congrats, class of 2018. We did it.
How's it going? That's very good. Glad to hear it. All right, let me get myself organized here. All right. Hello. My name is Mario Calabro, and I'm honored to be speaking on this grand occasion. Before this event, the last time I spoke was at a theater performance. Like many of my classmates here today, that activity was my last one at hand. Enjoying something for the first time, like sports, clubs, classes, or even teachers' lessons, and saying our final goodbyes after 4 years is the toughest part to graduating. While saying goodbye to what we've known our whole lives is bittersweet, graduation is the neat little bow that ties all those first and final moments together, transforming into the fantastic DHHS gift that is unique to all of us. Yet, I stand here to unwrap all of our presents and reminisce about the good times. From football games to 14-hour math competitions, we each hold moments that make us who we are today. I personally remember all the fun we had as a class up in the stands during our home football games. I remember looking down from my VIP section where the tuba squad sits, choking on baby powder as I waited for Mr. Gage to eventually play Hey Baby. Parents, you may think your kids are loud, but place all of them at a football game and every bone in your body will vibrate to the same frequency as the song Salvation Army, I promise. Double the noise if our team scores a touchdown, and triple it if the floodlights mysteriously go out. I'm sure many of us can remember some fun first and final moments with teachers. I really wanted to make this part of the speech a roast, so I did. In a nice way, don't worry. Before I continue, I heard a boo. Let me just say that all the teachers at hand are incredible. However, there are those few that make hand all the more interesting. Let's start by sitting in on one of Mr. Pagliuco's lectures. I tried to take that class seriously, but he always came up with some crazy way to give a lesson. For instance, every time I see an Arby's commercial, we have the meats, I now always think back to conquistadors. Don't ask me how. Clearly, his crazy methods work way too well. You may also catch, I'm going to put this up here. Hopefully it'll stay. A glimpse of the elusive Mr. Glasser holding his box of randomly found and possibly stolen objects as he wanders the halls. Where he finds the time from teaching to roam the halls, nobody knows. If you have Mr. Spears as a teacher, be prepared to listen to lengthy conversations about his addiction to cheese. If you get Mrs. Joyner, by the end of the class, I am sure she'll have you on a warpath to change the community that we're leaving. And that band geek, Mr. Gage, I see you. He's really nice. Almost too nice. Mr. Birdsall will probably burst your eardrums with his enthusiasm for you to succeed at math. Too bad I never made his varsity team. And this one's gonna make you laugh. Mr. Gwen, I speak for everyone that has had his class in saying that we get it, you love CrossFit. I'm not done. Finally, Mr. Salutary. I'm calling him out. I know you're not a teacher, but let's be honest. What does a principal even do besides gel their hair every day? Just kidding. We all love you, it's fine. Woo! All right, like Mr. Salutary and the teachers aforementioned, those are just a few of the many amazing individuals who are dedicated to our education. It's teachers like these who line the halls of Danny Hand and make the memorable gift that it is. As a freshman, all I can remember is us being slightly intimidated by our teachers' uniqueness. But now as seniors, I think a big regret is not getting to know all of them better. Then you say, aw, thank you. It's activities like sports and clubs, though, that make our last goodbyes that much harder. To have to stand in front of a coach, a group of club members, or another close teammate and acknowledge our final moments is hard for everyone. Luckily, it's the moments we've had with these people that make Daniel Hand's gift priceless. Final goodbyes in sports and clubs make us introspective. They make us look at our start point and realize the growth we've all made from freshman year to now. Not just physical improvement, but mental as well. The good, the bad, and the ugly was the best way I can summarize all of our futures. There are 3 definable points that we must repetitively face. It's enjoying the good, overcoming the bad, and facing the ugly. Yet that's life. Now, these 3 moments don't have to be large or grandiose. They can be simple. For instance, right now, it's all good. We're free, we're graduating, it's summer. Then you get to college. When you're there, it may still be good. Or you might have an annoying roommate or hate your major. And that's fine. That's life. That's part of life. It's facing the bad and seeing the ugly side of yourself and life. But in the end, overcoming all those hurdles makes you a better person. In our class alone, which is by far the best class, I'm looking at you underclassmen. We stood as individuals our freshman year. We wondered how, after 4 years, this school would manage to turn kids into adults ready to take on the world. But after 4 years, as a class, it doesn't matter what our futures hold, because we've all grown and learned from the gifts that Hand has given each of us today. It's these gifts that give us precious moments and experiences that have guided us through Hand and into our futures. From our teachers, friends, family, coaches, and most importantly, our parents. Graduates, I leave you with this. We worked hard for our unique gifts and to be sitting here today. However, the world outside has yet to experience our impact as individuals. Show them. Show them the gift that you are to this world and make your presence a gift for others. Today is the day we graduate to make the impact we've been waiting 12 long years to make. Go Madison, go Tigers, and may the class of 2018 always be successful. Thank you.
Good evening. Some of you might be wondering why many of us are wearing orange ribbons. We are wearing them in support of Brinley Engel, a member of the class of 2018 who is physically unable to be with us tonight, but who is with us electronically. Hi, Brinley. Brinley wrote a graduation speech as an assignment for class earlier this year, and she recorded it so we could share it with you tonight.
Hi, my graduating class of 2018. Thank you for electing me to give a speech at graduation. It really means a lot to me, and I wish I could be there with you guys, but I'll be there in spirit, and I'm gonna read my speech now. We ran through the gym on pep rally day, the first class ever in Daniel Hand to do that. We ran through the school with the band during wake-up call. We yelled through the stands of the surf club at the top of our lungs, putting forth every possible ounce of spirit we had. We ran through all 12 grades of schooling together, and here we are with our graduation caps. Class of 2018 sits before me. Let me just say, what an outstanding class. We will forever be legendary. We never failed to be role models. We never failed as individuals, although maybe some of us failed in classes, but we all did it together. All the times we danced at homecoming, danced at prom, danced in the stands at the football games, thanks to the band. We even started a mosh pit at the senior picnic. All the memories we have created together, everything we have experienced will never be forgotten. 12 years we have been surrounded by each other. 4 of those we became united. In these next 4 years we are on our own. Time really does fly. High school was a time to branch out and try new things, make new friends, and to be yourself. I think we all did a pretty good job at that. Let's not forget all the trophies and wins and all the activities we took home this year. Being able to be a part of that my senior year was a treat. I can say right now, I will always remember high school. It was the best time of my life. The friends we have made and those friendships will last a lifetime. High school changed me because of the impact you all had on me. All the relationships and friendships we have built is astonishing. When you realize how much it affects you, we have known each other for 12 years and now we are moving on and becoming adults. Looking at all of you and seeing how far we have come, seeing all of my friends, looking at this group that I've known all my life, all of you have succeeded and you will continue to with many years ahead of you. There are so many of us. Everyone is so different, so unique. Every individual has impacted one another in some way. I'm so proud to say I was part of class of 2018. This is my class, those are my friends, and this was our year. Somehow we are all able to take hundreds of personalities and become one class as a whole, the class of 2018. We are the rowdiest, most positive, craziest, supportive, and most accepting class Daniel Hand has ever laid eyes on. We truly marked our territory this year. The upcoming classes have some pretty big shoes to fill. Thank you for making these last years unforgettable. So many of you will strive to become so successful in a miraculous amount of ways, and I cannot wait to see where life will take you. Class of 2018 never gave up, and neither will any of you. Congratulations on finally graduating and pushing to the top. Good luck, and I will see you all in 10 years.
Gonna work. All right. It's a little short, but we'll make it work, I think, unless it can go up, which it can't. Okay. Good evening. All right. Good evening, Danny Hand, class of 2K18, and our very treasured guests. Today, I have the dearest pleasure of serving as your class essayist. I hope you enjoy the essay I've made for you, as it is probably the only one I have produced more than 24 hours before the deadline. A disclaimer before we begin, my mother told me that any humor I put in this speech had to be in good taste, so sadly I will be telling no jokes this evening. If I had to describe my 4 years at Danny Hand with 2 words, I would choose improvise and adapt. For there have been many times during my high school experience when plans fell flat and I had to improvise and adapt. Like when my Physics C class arrived at our UConn exam on electricity and magnetism, with many of us barely understanding the definition of electricity. We had to adapt our mindset from how can we pass this exam to how can we fail this exam a little less. Or when my one and only contact for my civics action plan to build a sportsplex made the very generous decision to go off the grid completely in the middle of the trimester. Taking inspiration from my fruit by the foot addiction, my civic action plan adapted into waging a war against Chartwell's corporate in the name of landing Betty Crocker-affiliated fruit snacks in the school cafeteria. A war that sadly ended in bitter defeat. Or when my AP Lit class had just finished our final presentations and were fully ready to rest on our laurels until the day of liberation, June 25th. But our beloved Sister LaVista had other plans. She wanted another final project. As predicted, I was up at 2 a.m. the night before the due date, producing Josie's and my valiant effort at an AP Lit themed parody of Kodak Black's prolific rap. I'm sure many of my fellow runner gang members have similar stories. While these individual instances of improvisation make great stories, my whole time at Danny Hand has been characterized by adapting to new situations. I entered this school as a Minecraft-addicted, sad poetry boy who thought that brightly colored athletic shorts coupled with American Eagle graphic tees was the look. It wasn't. I was just one of the many awkward, usually brace-faced 8th graders stumbling into the eerily prison-resembling hallways of Danny Hand on that fateful day in August of 2014. Many changes had to be made before any of us would be presentable in the college setting, even if it meant I had to forsake my precious 20-subscriber Minecraft YouTube channel by the name of Liam the Wizard. Don't bother looking for it. It's been locked down for years. Luckily for me, humans are built around the principle of adaptation. We exist at the top of the food chain, yet, much to our parents' dismay, we have one of the longest periods of dependency on our parents in the animal kingdom. Why? Because unlike most animals that are born with minds full of everything they'll ever need, we have fairly blank slate brains that allow us to learn and adapt to our world. Our superiority as a species, despite our lack of inborn knowledge, shows us that true strength does not come from knowing all the answers at birth. Rather, strength comes from the ability to discover new rules as the universe changes around us, and being willing to give those rules up as they become obsolete. This principle shows itself in human history as well. Majority of the time, the most influential humans are not the most advantaged. Beethoven, for example, lost his hearing, but was still able to produce powerful and long-lasting music, a feat that billions of people with hearing have failed to do. Beethoven was able to succeed not because of his birth-given gift of perfect pitch, as that had been robbed from him by illness. Rather, he was able to succeed because he was unshakably determined, pounding the piano keys so hard he shredded the strings, and creative with his solutions, slicing the legs off his piano so he could feel the vibrations in the ground. The fact of the matter is that as a human race, we are not defined by those of us who are born with the most ability, but rather by those of us who know how to work with what we were given and can adapt in an ever-changing environment. So I would like to leave you all with 2 requests, one for my fellow graduates and one for all the adults in the audience. To my fellow graduates, there will be times during your collegiate experiences where you will fail and you will stumble, as everyone does. At some point, you will likely feel inadequate because Martha from Calc 1 seems to have and know everything while you only have something. Well, I can guarantee you that just like yourself and everyone else, our homegirl Martha only has something. She's not capable of everything. So I want you to take that something, that dream, that vision for the world or yourself, and I want you to pursue it shamelessly and relentlessly. Dedicate your whole self to it, full send it, and sell your eternal soul for it, if that's what it takes. I know this may sound like one of those sappy, follow your dreams fairy tales, but it's not. Living like this can land you homeless, as it did Steve Jobs and Ella Fitzgerald, or hopelessly alone, as it did Van Gogh and Mozart. For the lucky ones who get to taste success, seeing your dream come alive will well be worth the pain of creating it. For the unlucky who don't, the integrity of knowing you are undeniably true to yourself will be satisfaction enough. I promise you it is a better life than settling. To the adults, when choosing whose hands to place the future of humanity in, look not to the children who can tell you the square root of 47 in seconds. Always have a plan and follow rules as if their lives depend on it. Rather, look to the kids whose minds overflow with imagination and whose eyes gleam with the determination to make the world match the likeness of their dreams. Thank you, Danny Hand, class of 2018. It has been my dearest pleasure to grow and adapt among your ranks. Congratulations, we outie, and long live Runner Gang.
If you say goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. This hasn't happened for the longest time. Once I thought my innocence was gone. Now I know that happiness goes on. That's where you found me when you put your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time. I'm that voice you're hearing in the hall. And the greatest miracle of all is how I need you and how you needed me too. That hasn't happened for the longest time. How much longer we'll go on? Maybe I'll be sorry when you're gone. I'll take my chances. I forgot how nice romance is. I haven't been there for the longest time. I had second thoughts at the start. I said to myself, hold on to your heart. Now I know the woman that you are. You're wonderful so far, and it's more than I hoped for. I don't care what consequences brings. I have been a fool for lesser things. Thank you so bad. I think you ought to know that I intend to hold you for the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time. For the longest time.
Oh, when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Oh, when the water rises, you build a wall. Oh, when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. Oh, when everybody runs, you choose to stay. I hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. The only way you can know is give it all you have. Oh, and I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Oh, when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all, and I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. Saw so many places and things that I did. With every broken bone, I swear I lived.
Oh, when you spend your days, they all add up. When that sun goes down, raise your cup.
And I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, I gave it all.
I did it all.
I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Oh, 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 oh,
With every broken bone, I swear I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. Saw so many places and things that I did. With every broken bone, I swear I lived.
Hey guys, I hope everyone's been practicing their T-posing since this morning, but okay. I'd like to start by saying that I'll try to make this interesting for the sake of an anonymous peer of mine who said that if it were boring, she would just go on Snapchat the entire time. So, anonymous peer, I'll try, but no promises. Now, to really start, I would like to congratulate the entire Daniel Hand class of 2018. Good job. I honestly didn't think I would make it to this point after witnessing the most terrifying sight of my life. Mrs. LaVista chasing me down while I was on my way to the third floor bathroom for my usual mid-class break, screaming, "We've got a runner." Experiences like this are common side effects of senioritis, but obviously it didn't hit us too hard because we're all sitting here today. The class of 2018 is a class like no other. We've learned how to strike a balance between school and fun. Not many classes can say they have such a dynamic, hardworking student body full of artists, musicians, academics, and athletes who are not limited to just one of those labels. Our classmates are winning state championships, performing music in front of hundreds of people, and getting A's one day, and then turning up to Come On Eileen at senior prom the next. Quickly after arriving to hand, the class of 2018 became the class of the internet. Sophomore year, we had an extremely heated Facebook debate over whether to have breakfast or dinner food at prom. The following year, we had yet another Facebook debate about junior prom dresses, so maybe I should redub us the class of Facebook fights. This year, the class of 2018 took the internet by storm. Boat had to do it and took to SoundCloud to produce the anthem of our senior pep rally. At the same time, Casey Bordeaux created Barry's Vines, which quickly became the child of the class of 2018. Feed me carrots or lipstick in my Valentina white bag were phrases frequently heard while crossing the bridge or passing through the hallways. As a class, we were able to use social media and the internet to share our talents, humors, and opinions. On a more serious note, high school is a time of major change for every student. Not only has it been a transformative period for each of us, but these 4 years have also brought change for our country, which has been turbulent and full of hate at times. Rather than react to the negativity that often marks our worlds, we chose to respond positively and work together to create meaningful change. We've seen this particularly among young people like us, and our classmates are no exception. Each day, we see new groups of students from our class going out and taking an initiative for something they are passionate about, whether it is organizing a walkout to stand up against gun violence, holding a drive to collect food and supplies for veterans, or building shelter for those who do not have it. We're starting to see more and more that youth can make a difference, and we're all responsible for shaping the future of our world. Most of us are 18 by now, so go out and register to vote if you haven't yet. During his speech at Senior Awards Night, Mr. Glasser told us that our generation consistently has the lowest voter turnout, but we have the power to break this trend. Our time is now, and I encourage you all to take a stand for something you believe in. After frantically researching what you're supposed to put in a graduation speech, I came to the conclusion that at some point I should probably attempt to share some advice or lessons I had learned. Looking to different sources for inspiration, the most profound messages seemed to come from the realm of imagination. The first imaginary character I sought wisdom from was Winnie the Pooh, who declares, "Maintain some youthful enthusiasm." Granted, that's not that difficult for me considering I look like a 12-year-old, I still thought it was good advice to share. Graduating and ready to enter the next phase of our lives, we may feel completely grown up, but in reality, there is so much we have yet to experience. There's no rush to grow up. We'll get there someday, so why not enjoy being young while it lasts? The second piece of advice comes from anime icon and spirit animal Naruto. "Forgive yourself for what you aren't able to do," he said. I think this is good for all of us to think about. We don't need to be perfect and take life so seriously. Try new things, and maybe you'll find a new passion or learn something you would never have been exposed to if you had taken the easy path. I would like to wrap this up by expressing gratitude to all the people who helped us get here today. It would be a lie to say that any of us could have gotten here without the support of friends, parents, guardians, administrators, counselors, coaches, teachers, and everyone else who has helped us along the way. Parents, I think I can speak for all of us when I say we can't thank you enough. You've probably had enough of us at this point, but we couldn't have made it without your constant support and encouragement all these years. Teachers, thank you for shaping not only our educations, but also a significant portion of our lives. Not every school can boast such an amazing group of passionate, dedicated, and sometimes eccentric teachers who truly love what they do. They were the ones who got to school at 6:30 a.m. to help when we freak out the morning of a math test, and the ones that helped us perfect our college essays. They were also the ones advising our clubs and taking up their already limited free time to accompany us at musical competitions, athletic events, and 12-hour debates, just to name a few. And of course, they were the ones chasing us down the hallways screaming, "We've got a runner," and throwing our fidget spinners out the window when that trend went too far. Finally, I think we all owe each other a thank you. Not many high schoolers can say they've been with pretty much the same people since kindergarten. We've seen each other through everything, from colonial day in 4th grade to stepping forth in 8th, and now to graduation, the last time we will all be together as a class. It's weird to think we'll all be going our separate ways next fall, but none of us could have made it to this point without the support of our classmates and the relationships we have made along the way. Now that we're all runners fleeing to the three fars of the world, I wish you all the best and know every single one of us will take different but uniquely wonderful paths. Congratulations, class of 2018, and long live Runner Gang.
How's everybody doing? All right, so my mom said to get some pictures, so I got you, Mom.
Let's go!
All right, so before I begin my speech, I have some sins to repent for. About 2 months ago, I got a parking ticket for parking in a teacher's spot. When I got this, I was a little angry, so I didn't pay for it. And when I went to get my cap and gown, I was surprised that I didn't have to pay for it. But considering that I'm a morally upstanding citizen, I've brought the ticket today with the fine and a little something extra for you, Mr. Salutary. All right. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the administration, esteemed faculty, friends, family, and last but not least, the class of 2018. It is truly an honor to be able to speak here before all of you. I wouldn't be here today or the person I am without my supportive family. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Andrew, you're pretty cool. That's my brother, by the way. My amazing teachers. I have to shout out a couple teachers. Miss Corvino, somewhere over there. Mr. Soja. That was, yeah, okay. Mr. Gage. Mr. Balanik. Mr. Birdsall. Mr. Spears. Ms. Fermani. And of course, the teacher who shall not be named for giving me my first ever B in high school. I'm looking at you. And lastly, my friends. Shout out to my boys Liam and KJ, who've been with me since the beginning, and the ABC program. I'm so glad to have gotten to know you guys, awesome people at the program. Laura, Andre, Delvante, Josh, Jordan, Tehran, and Davin. Looking back on high school, it feels like freshman year was just yesterday. High school was full of so many firsts and so many memories. The first football game, the first pep rally, the first girlfriend, the second girlfriend, the third girlfriend, the figuring out that I was the problem. All right, as a class, we also accomplished so much in our 4 years together. With our talented captains and varsity players, we have accumulated 8 SEC titles, 3 divisional titles, and 4 state championships. Our intelligent and hardworking students have garnered over 1,165 acceptances to many great and prestigious colleges. Our class has started many new clubs in the past 4 years that have flourished and given back to the community, like Habitat for Humanity, Diversity Club, Gaines, and many others. As we all begin our next chapter in life and go our separate ways, we will all still be Madisonites at heart, or at least I will be. When I first moved here from Dallas in 7th grade, I was terrified. I didn't know anybody. Girls were scary to talk to. And there were more white people than I've ever seen in my life. But as the years have gone by, I got to know all of you awesome people, and that terror I had felt soon turned to joy as I made some great friends, and some girls even said hi to me in the hallways. It's bittersweet knowing that high school is coming to an end. I'm really gonna miss you guys. Kinda. But what I'm not going to miss is the cruel and unusual punishment of waking up and scrambling to get to school by 7:25. I was good at the beginning of my high school career, waking up, brushing my teeth, and getting to school. But then senior year came around, and I went off the deep end. Senioritis took over, and getting up for school was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It got to the point where my alarm would go off, and I would be too lazy to even hit the snooze button. So I would just lie in my bed in this half awake, half sleep, just hoping it would all be over. But one morning, the alarm went on for so long that my father heard it from his bedroom, which is on a whole nother floor, and it woke him up. Next thing I know, my sheets are halfway across the room. My crusty body is exposed to the cold, harsh air, and my eardrums are bursting from my father's disapproval. Let's just say that wasn't the only time that happened. So thank you, Dad, for getting me to school on time. Now, I'm supposed to stand up here and give life-changing advice or inspiring advice, but just because I'm really good at utilizing SparkNotes or taking the derivative of an expression doesn't qualify me as being better than any of you, even though I'd love for that to be the case. It is not. But there's a big but. Ha. But if there's one thing that I want the class of 2018 to take away from my speech, it's not my dumb jokes or my debilitating senioritis. It's to be unafraid to try new things. Now, that's a cliche you've definitely heard before, and many of you are probably getting PTSD from your parents or teachers lecturing you about becoming a better person. But I'm serious. As many of you may or may not know, I am Chinese. And yes, I'm Chinese and Asian. You can be both at the same time. To clarify, some people didn't know that when they first met me. Anyways, rice, noodles, and dumplings are my thing. And I wouldn't want it any other way. But I'm also American. Burgers, fries, and watching football are also my thing. Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl, by the way. My whole life, I'd been living between these two often opposing cultures. I'm like Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. I'm living the best of both worlds. I truly believe that opening your mind to new perspectives, ideas, and experiences make you into a much more interesting and well-rounded person. I only know this because I know my parents. Throughout their lives, my parents immigrated to Japan, learned Japanese, immigrated to the US, learned English, moved from California to Texas, and finally Connecticut. My parents are the most interesting people I know. They have so many cool stories to share, and I'm so proud to call them Mom and Dad. So I urge all of you to keep an open mind to new food. Cool. So I urge all of you to keep an open mind. Hold up, lost my place. Keep an open mind to new food, cultures, ideas, and people, as that piece of sushi might be the best food you've ever tasted, or that plane ride will take you on the most incredible trip of your life, or that Asian guy in your class might actually be pretty cool. Okay, I'm done lecturing now, so all of you can unroll your eyes. I'm just playing, I'm not done. To paraphrase the great street philosopher and urban poet, Kanye West, on this day, we become legendary, beginning the journey to accomplish everything we dreamed of. Don't ever let anyone limit you, especially yourself. Chase after your passions and what makes you happy. Look how far we done came. Haters saying you changed. But did you realize that you were a champion? Be proud of your own accomplishments. Don't let anyone tell you that you aren't a champion. I would also like to conclude my speech with a quote from Kanye West. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. Be your own superhero. Let the haters be your motivators. And show the world how great you are, Danny Han. Thank you.
Good evening. I'd like to begin by thanking the First Congregational Church for allowing us to use this beautiful location. I would also like to thank Mrs. Keenan and the office staff and Mr. Seals and his custodial crew for their efforts in preparing for this memorable event. I would be remiss if I did not mention the wonderful speeches by all of our students this evening, as well as the incredible performances by the band, orchestra, and encore. I'm excited to be here to share this special moment in your lives as it marks the end of your experience as students in the Madison Public Schools. You are so fortunate to live in a supportive community that appreciates and values a high-quality education. It is an honor to work with such dedicated faculty, staff, coaches, community members, and parents who are committed to supporting the whole child while preparing young adults to develop to their fullest potential. Although I have been consistently impressed with the entire school community, I have been most impressed with the student body. When you entered Hand 4 years ago, we explained our rules and expectations and encouraged you to get the most out of the high school experience. Most importantly, we asked you to become active members of our school community while reminding you that before you know it, you will be sitting on the green, ready to graduate, and here you are. Over the past 4 years, I've enjoyed watching you thrive in the classroom. I've been amazed by your artistic and musical performances, and your competitiveness and success during athletic events has been remarkable. The casual interactions I have had with you during the school day and at school events are what I enjoyed most. You have consistently been friendly, respectful, and thoughtful. As an example of the thoughtful nature of your class, I have a brief and true story to share. Last Friday, I was in my office after school and my secretary asked me if I ordered something from Amazon. I did not, but there was quite a large box from Amazon addressed to my attention. Mrs. Keenan asked me hesitantly if I wanted her to open it. I said yes, and she reluctantly opened the box in my office. After Mrs. Keenan opened the box, I noticed that there was a lot of bubble wrap inside. I carefully peered into the box, wondering about the contents, and there was a thoughtful card inside that read, "A gift for you, to Mr. Salutary, thinking of you always from the class of 2018. My curiosity was now piqued, and I removed a bit more of the bubble wrap. I opened the item and I smiled and said to myself, how thoughtful. Hang on one second. So I read the label on the item, and it stated, Echo Professional Styling Gel with Olive Oil. Yes, Mario, I see you over there. I continued reading the label, alcohol-free for all hair types. Moisturizes hair and scalp, tames frizz, no flake, no tack, anti-itch, and UV protection. What a thoughtful gift that I am sure no other high school principal has ever received from his students. And the gift included not one, but 4 of these. So hopefully I have enough hair gel to last until the end of the summer. I truly appreciate such a thoughtful gift, as well as such a wonderful sense of humor. End of true story. I would like to thank the entire class of 2018 for making the past 4 years at hand great ones. I am confident that you are prepared for the many exciting opportunities the future will offer. While recently searching the internet, I found 2 quotes from unknown authors that I thought were meaningful and quite fitting for this evening. The first reads, "In life, you will realize there is a role for everyone you meet. Some will test you, some will use you, some will love you, and some will teach you. But the ones who are truly the most important are the ones who bring out the best in you. They are the rare and amazing people who remind you why it's worth it. I suggest that as you are preparing to enter the next chapter of your lives, surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you." The second quote reads, "Instead of wishing you were someone else, be proud of who you are. You never know who is looking at you, wishing they were you." On behalf of the current and past district faculty and staff, I would like to congratulate you on reaching this major milestone in your lives. Daniel Hand is an amazing school because of the faculty, staff, and most importantly, because of you, the students. You are a very special group of young adults. I wish you nothing but the best and hope the future meets and exceeds your greatest expectations. It has been an honor to be your principal. I will leave you with a final class of 2018 quote of the day from John Lennon. It reads, "When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down, happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life." Thank you. And Mr. Scarice, at this time, I have the honor and privilege of presenting to you the 288 members of the class of 2018 who have successfully met the academic requirements of the state of Connecticut and the Madison Board of Education and are entitled to receive their diplomas.
Josephine E. Anderson. Roisin Teresa Byrne. Isabel A. Doraz. Joseph King Harris. Stephen M. Kao. Abigail J. Murphy. Sarah E. Nye. Luke Donovan Weber. Tucker Van Rathie. William Lloyd Akers III. Gemma Octavia Allen. Christian Alexander Amato. Olivia Lee Amplo. Dean F. Anderson. Michael E. Anderson. Alexandria Grace Louise Arena. Lily M. Arita. Christopher Edward Arundale. Colleen Downey Atwater. Emily Rose Baker. Jennifer Elizabeth Ballard. Lily M. Barber. Erin Lee Barrett. Abigail Rose Barry.
Heather Lee Bond. Matthew Robert Beliveau. Tyler John Bernard. William Joseph Bennett. Jack Henry Bergstrom. Tyler G. Bizier. Casey Burns Borduas. Tyler W. Boris. Alexander Ellis Burkowski. Zachary David Burkowski. Christian Jeffrey Bray. Hannah Nicole Bridge. Dylan Everett Brouchard. Ariana Brooke Brown. Alexander R. Bueno. Savannah F. Banofsky. Alexander J. Bonacore. Brooke I. Bonacore. Michael Alexander Burchell. Aiden John Burke. Jennifer Blake Burris. Mario J. Calabro. Jaime T. Calderon. Antonia J. Kalia Bogan.
Michael John Campanelli. Michael G. Card. Brian T. Casagrande. Mark Connor Castaldo. Gianna Catalano. Christopher Barclay Cheslog. Clement Hui Chung. Jade H. Chin. Ryan William Cody. Kelly Rose Cody. Sophie Abby Cohen. Emily Marie Connolly. Amy E. Corcoran. Grace Victoria Craven. Anna Frances Creaser. Brendan Michael Curran. Joshua Ethan Choskis. Megan Catherine Daly. Paige Lauren Dianello. James R. DeGrasse. Jacob D. Demers. Sydney Jane Dempsey. Olivia Rose DePino. Andrew M. DiDiano.
Madeline Elizabeth Dobson. Tucker Frederick Dobson. Michael Van Docker. Claire Elizabeth Doheny. Hunter Ann Donahue. Shu Dong. Benjamin C. D'Onofrio. H. Scott Doherty. Tristan Thomas Doherty. Lindsay Parker Doyle. Flynn P. Driscoll. Derek S. Dufour. Samantha Madeline Dunsmore. Bridget Rose Dwyer. Jacob G. Dwyer. Abigail Maria Edgecombe. Dylan P. Edwards. Holly A. Edwards. Gabriella Ray Egidio. Brinley T. Engel. Abigail Lorena Pilato. Mason G. Feiner. Sydney Egan Feld. Cameron J. Fitzgerald. Congratulations.
Stephen A. Fumey. Paulie Eden Fogelman. Ian Hans H. Frankel, Jr. Hallie M. Freund. Jonathan David Fritzine. Kale Gabrinowitz. Aiden James Gaffney. Paul G. Gagliardi. Lauren R. Galuzzi. Kylie Rose Gargiulo. Abigail Lynn Gautreau. Abigail M. Geschwind. Glenna Catherine Gies. Claire Giles. Zachary Ian Ginsberg. Mickey David Glazer. Quinlan L. Goddard. Nicole Rose Goldfeder. Austin G. Hall. Michael F. Halloran, Jr. Gabrielle Victoria Harmon. Christopher M. Hartman. Mark Andrew Hartman. Quincy E. Heinrich.
Jennifer Jane Hellman. Adam E. Hendrick. Eric William Hinkle. Kathleen M. Henneberry. Emily Elaine Higgins. Zachary R. Hilmer. Thomas E. Hoban III. Megan Elizabeth Homan. Hillary Jessica Houghton. Dory E. Howard. Jonathan Bracco Hubbs. Kevin E. Hughes. Delvante R. Hutton. Christopher J. Iannuzzi. Nathan C. Imbergamo. Robert Alex Israel. Julia Maeve Jackson. Jacob Jaddick. Lee Jameson. Charles Duffy Jensen. Clayton Robert Jerzyk. Madeline Elizabeth Johnson. Caroline L. Kempf. Aiden P. Kane.
Nell Lauren Karras. Jessica Magdalena Keene. Cassidy Hope Kierstead. Ryan Joseph Kelly. Isabel Welch Kennedy. Gavin Riley Kent. Ricky Klaskin. Riley Elizabeth Kokaruda. Brooke Lorraine Kurian. Catherine E. Larragee. Kevin David LaRiviere. Mackenzie G. Larson. Eric Charles Laser. Benjamin Michael LeBlanc. Skylar Ray Leckie. Anna M. Lefonte. Jeffrey M. Lehman. Nicole Deanna Lemieux. Lucas R. Liambruno. Yuki Lin. Maxwell J. Liu. Grace A. Lucibello. Emily Ann Lyons. Theodore Samuel McLeod.
Matthew J. Mater. Erica Lee Kraft Mallon. Thomas Mancuso. Logan L. Manzares. Hannah Mae Martin. Allie Megan Massia. Eric Joseph Matthews. Matthew J. Maxwell. William L. Mayer III. Viviana Christina Mazzarella. Shannon Margaret McCabe. Elizabeth Grace McCann. Nora M. McCarthy. Tiara Caprice McFarlane. Francis B. McGivern. Graham R. McGivern. Suzanne McGrady. Aaron M. McHugh. Lily C. McIntyre. Ethan Michael McMahon. Owen P. McShane. Brittany Rose Miller. Alexandra N. Minutillo. Audra Lynn Montesi.
Ender Lee Morrell. Michael Christopher Morrow. Jordan Delphine Mutz. Erin Grace Niclario. Nadia Elizabeth Nazarko. Claire Alice Nelson. Alexander Cleverly Newman. Ian A. Nichols. Jason Edwin Noel. Paul A. O'Connor. Spencer Lee Oliver. Cecile X. O'Mara. Jarrett E. Ostop. Sophia Elizabeth Owen. Justin Michael Pace. Marissa Ann Padelli. Declan Andrew Palazzo. Nathaniel C. Palumbo. Alyssa A. Pardo. Nora F. Parks. Rachel C. Parthasarthi. Liam Pavlovic. Matthew M. Pellet. Alyssa Pila.
Julia Ann Pitsis. Andrew R. Pomeroy. Nicholas Michael Porta. Case J. Porter. Jake Dylan Pucciato. Carolyn M. Quoka. Ray Matthew Dela Cruz Regala. Ryan Merrick Regan. William Joseph Reiner. Edward Tristan Reyes. Megan Suzanne Reynolds. Kajana Elijah Richmond. Scott Daniel Roberts. Haley Lee Robertson. Samantha Christine Rodham. Jason A. Rossi. Louis F. Rossi III. Caitlin Francis Rubino. Antonio W. Rucci. Megan Lynn Rufo. John Robert Ruggiero. Maria Saez. Sarah Ann Cemetero. Lee E. Sanders.
Matthew J. Sanford. Thomas G. Sanford. Kyle P. Schaefer. Caroline E. Schreck. Sophie M. Schreck. Alexandria F. Schroeder. Daniel Lewis Shirk. Taylor Lynn Scully. Emma E. Segneri. Catherine E. Shaughnessy. Lane N. Shoemaker. Lily C. Simon. Jalen N. Simoneau. Delaney A. Skelly. Daniel H. Smith. William G. Sobrin. Shannon Lee Stamp. Kyle W. Stolpe. Emma C. Sullivan. Tyler Arson Serpernot. Edward W. Sweeney. Ruby Ellen Schweitzer. Eric Swenson. Michael William Tarantino.
Brett M. Taylor. Travis Christian Allen Taylor. Nicholas L. Tashira III. Joseph William Thomas. Megan Marie Tilton. Matthew H. Tracy. Daphne Alana Tucker. Joni Ulku. Emma Mary Merdinian Valdez. Abigail H. Valentin. Thatcher E. Van Kirk. Ashley Nicole Violette. Ashlyn Grace Vergolto. Scott J. Wadeland. Ellen O. Weinstein. Pierce F. Whalen. Christopher Daniel Wilson. Martin Eugene Wolick. Nicholas William Woods. Yinglang Wu. Fiona Wu. Jonathan Andrew Zulo.